It's absolutely beautiful. You guys killed it.
Carson here with Chex Fans. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we got a very interesting video for you and tour of this van sitting right behind me. Client reached out to us a few months ago and they like to do cool things for cool people. They sponsor an artist named Taylor Honeycutt out of Alabama, up and coming country and music singer, and they wanted to build her the most badass tour bus that anyone's ever seen. So they reached out to us. We've never done it before, but we like to take on a challenge. So let's take a look inside and see what we came up with. All right, so something that we needed to install in this van, and it was a non-negotiable, was extra seats. And we wanted comfortable chairs. This van is gonna be on the road for a long time. Need comfort, need some accessibility. They wanted to not only have this be a tour bus, but also kind of a green room. When they show up to the venue, they want to be able to hang out in it. So we settled on these seats right here. They attach to the floor with L-track. We actually bolt through the floor and frame of the van as well. These chairs are pretty cool because you can slide them on the L-track forward and backward. They're not in a fixed position. Each and every chair, it's got its own armrests, its own seat belt. You can also swivel these 360 degrees. You also have a nice recline feature on there. And with the L-track, depending on people's sizing and how you want to lay out this van, we actually have 5 seats. Right now we're just kind of showcasing 4 in here. But on this left track, you can fit 3 pretty comfortably. That was something that we really wanted to accomplish. So here I am in one of the seats. Got 2 armrests that are adjustable. I can recline this, forward and backward. And then I also have that rotate function. So when they're hanging out in here, maybe at a venue, and they can all face each other in the chairs, play a game of cards, drinking game, play some music, jam out. These seats just give you a lot of options, and it's nice to be able to add in an extra chair if you're carrying maybe an extra member with you. So these seats are what we settled on, and we couldn't be happier with them. All right, so here we are in the passenger section of the van. You'll notice on the wall we have 110 outlets right here in case members need to charge laptops or bigger items. We also have these USB plugs. We've got some USB-C and then USB ports. Those are really handy to charge phones, iPads, whatnot. All the walls are made out of 1/2-inch wood with an HPL laminated on top. So the name of the game with this build was durability. This is a touring band. I'm sure they're gonna have some beverages on the weekends, and we wanted to make things as strong as possible in this build. So we really overdid it on materials and strength of our materials. Cut out this window too. This window is nice. It opens up and it's got this screen section right here. So that's something we added in. Moving up above us, we have our cabinets. All of our under cabinet lights, we kind of strategically placed them. We were thinking almost airplane seats, right? You would kind of want that light right above you in case you're reading a book while you're on the road or on your phone. And then all of these lights are on a dimmer switch, so all you have to do is tap and hold it and they'll actually come down in light. So if you're driving at night and you don't want to bother other people that might be sleeping, you have the ability to dim all of the lights in this build. Speaking of the cabinets, it's a traceless HPL, so it doesn't show fingerprints, which is very nice. And then again, on durability, we use 3/4-inch plywood for the faces, laminated both sides, and then instead of doing an edge band that might get torn off over time, we just went ahead and did a round over bit and stained the edges. And I think the stain in the matte black HPL, it really looks beautiful. All right, here we are at our overhead cabinet. This is pretty standard design for us. However, we did enlarge the depth of these cabinets. We figured, they might have duffel bags, backpacks, larger items that they need to fit in here when they're under transit. So we went with a 15-inch deep cabinet. We got gas struts on here, just like usual. They help keep that door open for you. We also have 66-pound magnets, which is a little bit more beefed up than our usual, but we did also increase the width of these cabinet doors quite a bit. So a little bit larger of a cabinet than we standardly do. However, we knew this use case required that. One of the things too in this van, just like all of our other vans, we went ahead and used that extruded aluminum. So the extruded aluminum profile, very strong. It's gonna stand up to the abuse that this van's gonna take down the road. So that was a definite from our client, something that they needed in this. All right, that was the passenger section of the van. Now we're gonna move into the bedroom. We have this nice curtain separating, in case anyone ever needs to get changed, but you can easily pull it back, push it up and away. Walking back here, we have a microwave inset into our cabinet structure in case you need to heat up any food while you're on the road. All right, right below the microwave, we have a bodega cooler right here. These fridges have become more and more popular in our builds. We put an even larger one in this van, seating up to 7 people. We definitely wanted adequate enough storage for, beverages, food while they're traveling in between venues. So nice little fridge compartment right up here, comes down, have some frozen food, lots of accessories in this fridge. Moving back, we have a 24-inch deep countertop, so lots of area there if you're getting ready for a show, you need to do makeup, hair, etc. Some unbreakable mirrors, kind of a full length over here. These cabinets, we decided to shrink them just a little bit back to 12 inches. Just gives you a little bit more flexibility when you're standing over the counter here. You don't have a cabinet right up in your face. Butcher block countertop. We have a control panel right here to the left on top of the fridge. This is our inverter switch right here. So when you're plugged into shore power, you can turn this on. We wanted to go kind of simple on this build. There's gonna be a lot of people in here. We wanted the easiest possible way to use all of the functions. So we have our S-bar heater, light switch, and then this is all just an analog flip switch, and then you can turn it on and off. So right here, this controls your light strips above the beds. You can actually dim these down. So if you're in here enjoying a nap or falling asleep for the night, you can have a little bit of ambient lighting while you fall asleep. We have 2 bunks here. The bottom is a really cool sleeper sofa from RB Components. So sits down like this in sofa style. You can actually fold it up against the wall to get it up and out of the way. We do have a storage compartment right underneath it for shoe storage, what have you. You can also flip the backrest down into the middle of the hallway, giving you extra width there if you're falling asleep. The top bunk right here, it's a fixed bunk, goes up and down kind of like a Murphy bed style. Sleeps 1 person comfortably. We also have some charging ports right here, an outlet and USBs, as well as some reading lights for if you're going to sleep at night. Moving over to the kitchen galley right here, we have some storage cubbies underneath the fridge. This is really cool. First time we've ever put one of these in. This is a slide out trash can. So quite a large trash can. There will be quite a few people in here, so we really wanted to give them some trash space. We also incorporated a little cubby back here behind the trash can for extra trash bags. Right here, we fit all of our electronics in this area. So this panel pops off if you need to access anything. We have 2 206 amp hour batteries, giving us a total of 412 amp hours. They're double stacked right here in the center, so if you ever needed to replace one of those batteries, super easy to disconnect them and slide them right out. Multi-plus Victron 3000 watt inverter. And then over here are some more electronics, DC to DC charging for when you're underway in between those venues. You can charge up these batteries. We wanted to give them, adequate power, so when they're in between venues, they can easily charge laptops, have the fridge running, have the AC going back here. But one thing that we did realize is that oftentimes they're going to be plugged into shore power. So we didn't go overkill with the batteries, but we gave them enough to where they can charge their equipment and be comfortable in here for 7-8 hours. All right, so up on our ceiling of the van, we have a max air fan positioned here in the rear of the van. We wanted to keep our AC unit, which is a Dometic RTX 2000, more central in the van, because if the crew's hanging out in the front, they're probably gonna want some AC in those hotter climates. And we also have the ability then to position the vents to actually blow back into the bedroom area. So our max air fans here, our AC is more centered. Also above me, something that we don't typically do is strip lighting. We wanted to add the strip lighting in. We think it gives it just a cooler aesthetic overall. We did split these into 2 zones. So zone 1 is up in the passenger area. Those strip lights are controlled by a 3-way dimmer switch up there. And then here in the rear of the van, right at the bedroom curtain, we split it into the 2nd zone. So these are dimmable, so in those evenings when you might have somebody, catching a nap, but you still want some ambient lighting on here, not too bright, you have the ability to really draw these lights down so they're not very bright. All right, something that was also crucial in this build was a sound system. We were originally gonna do some actual single driver speakers in the roof like we generally do. However, we kind of wanted to up this build a little bit and add in some extra features. So we ended up with a soundbar up here. It's above our headliner shelf. So we positioned it right here, giving the crew some nice audio when they're sitting in their seats, maybe playing cards. We also added one in the rear of the van. And these speakers are Bluetooth. They actually pair with one another. And another cool feature that they have is lights. So the lights on them, they'll play to the song, that you can configure them however you want. But definitely like these speakers, and they sound pretty good. All right, that's the end of our tour van build. This is our first take and time ever building one. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you're in the Northern Virginia area and you want to check us out, possibly get a custom camper built from us, please feel free to reach out to us through our email, website, social medias. And on YouTube, be prepared for more builds coming up. Please like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.